Welcome back. Well, President Trump not backing down from his stance on trade with China. Moments ago, tweeting this morning. We are not in a trade war with China. That war was lost many years ago by the foolish or incompetent people who represented the U.S. Now we have a trade deficit of $500 billion a year, with intellectual property theft of another $300 billion. We cannot let this continue.
So will this ease Wall Street's fears of a trade war, and how is the market going to react?
Because we put out a shot yesterday, and it was answered this morning. Here to weigh in, the host of Varney and Company. Starts from 9 to noon, and man, everyone's going to be glued to your place because Beijing hit back this morning with additional tariffs on 106 U.S. products. The new charges are targeting goods including soybeans, cars, and whiskey, and they all go together.
Would you like to hold on for a moment? These tariffs have not been imposed. They are proposals. The talks continue beneath the surface. Nobody has yet levied a tax on any import coming into America or any export from America going to China. They are proposals only. Yesterday, the president detailed $50 billion worth of tariffs on Chinese products coming here. This morning, China detailed $50 billion worth of products on our stuff going over there. $50 billion worth of tariffs. So an equal amount of tariffs being levied on both sides. But they are only proposals. All this talk of a trade war, I think, is overblown. What you're actually seeing is very, very tough negotiations going on beneath the surface, which are very serious but tough. The words trade war are emotive and suggest something that goes all the way back to Smoot-Hawley in the 1930s or something. I mean, an out-and-out trade war that hurts everybody. We're nowhere near that. We've simply made proposals and are discussing a very difficult realignment of America's trade relationship with China. You can expect these negotiations to be very tough, to go on a long time. You'll hear all kinds of emotive headlines, but that's what's happening.
That's what I was going to ask you. How long is this going to take? Because people are holding off on retirement until their 401ks are really great. So this doesn't impact a lot of Americans' lives, but this is going to go on for months, or what are you
Oh, I would imagine.
This is impacting our lives.
Yes.
The market's getting hammered.
When the stock market opens this morning, you'll see the Dow Industrials go down about 500 points. That is a significant sell-off. Yes, it is. But is it an emotional response to the words trade war? I think it is. When things sink in a little and no action has thus far been taken. By the way, China calls this a commentary period. So they're asking for comment. They know that there's going to be discussion backwards and forwards about these tariffs.
So absent a war and within these negotiations, how do we come out on top? What do we need to do to re-level that playing field?
That's a real tough one. I don't know what the end game is. President Trump is holding to a very strong opening position. Bang, hit you. He's waiting for the response. Yes, he got it, but it's a proposal. Don't forget that. What he wants is a rebalancing of trade and an end to their theft of our intellectual property.
I love that he's doing this.
Very long-term goals. Very difficult to get there.
He's been talking about it since Phil Donahue in the 80s.
I support President Trump's hard stand. I don't care what Wall Street does. He has to take a strong stand because we do have unfair trade between China and America.
He's good at this. He is great at this.
His opening gambit is strong.
What do you say to the American people who are concerned about it?
Well, I'd say the president's on your side. He's trying to do something that should have been done a long time ago, which previous leaders failed to do. He's rebalancing, and I support the man.
Here's the thing. If he actually wants to do it, he's got to make sure our allies are in line, because other people can substitute our trade. Argentina can come up. Brazil can come up with good, similar products and goods. If they want to be loyal to us, they'll stay out of it.
Wait a second. The major trading nations of this world all oppose China's unfair stand. They all do.
They better not get the hunger for money.
Now, they're not part of these tariffs and counter-tariffs. They're not. Europe, Japan, they're not part of it. But they're on our side in negotiating a better deal with China.
And something like intellectual property theft overwhelmingly impacts us. They're stealing our technology for their state-run companies.
Oh, it helps them wildly. They're taking our technology and intellectual property. That's software. That's software.
China might have stole the Fox and Friends format and might be using it in China right now.
No, I stole your format.
Stuart, last thing is I have a great plan. You know what it is?
What's that?
Go change the TPP the way you want, and that is a wedge against China, and go join them At the same time, you go hit them with tariffs. How about that for a brilliant plan?
I'll be on the phone to the White House momentarily.
Okay. All right, we'll see if it works.
And so will you.
Do we watch your show on the Business Channel at 9? Do we watch Bill Hemmer, or do we go to the radio? Y'all should all just share a studio. Let's do all three.
All right, more Fox and Friends in a moment. We talk about Hillary Clinton. Believe it or not, she's not over her election loss. Stunning.
You're kidding.